Since 1989, The Simpsons has been a staple on the Fox network. With 29 seasons, one movie and over 600 episodes under its belt, the animated series has done it all, including predating the future on several locations. Now, let us list the top 42 predictions of The Simpsons. Number 42. In the episode of When You Dish Upon a Star aired in 1998, there's a sign which reads 20th Century Fox, a division of Walt Disney Co. In 2017, Disney buys most of the assets of Fox. Number 41. In the episode of Lisa's Wedding aired in 1995, there's a scene in which a structure similar to Shard behind Big Ben is visible, but the construction of Shard started only in 2009. Number 40. In a 2010 episode Elementary School Musical, Milhouse predicted that Bengt R. Holmstrom would win the Nobel Prize in Economics, and sure enough, in 2016, Holmstrom and Oliver were announced as the joint winners of the prize. Number 39. In 1991, the episode named Brush with Greatness, the Beatles' Ringo Starr diligently answering fan mail that had been written decades ago. In September 2013, two Beatles fans from Essex received a reply from the Mark Antony to a letter and recording they sent to the band 50 years ago. Number 38. This picture shows Homer Simpson playing Pokemon Go game in his phone, which is a popular game now, but it is confirmed that this picture is fake. Number 37. In 1996, Team Homer episode A Simpsons gang alluded to TV evangelists who worshipped the almighty dollar. Turns out that the Pope had some similar ideas of his own in 2013. Number 36. In the episode of Itchy and Scratchy the movie, aired in 1992, there is a billboard promoting the Itchy and Scratchy movie in which Itchy beats Scratchy with camera and blood falls all over the place. In 2004, similar billboards were made for Kill Bill Volume 1. Number 35. In a scene from the episode of Lisa's Sax aired in 1997, Marge suggests sick Bart to read a book titled Curious George and the Ebola Virus. The virus wasn't particularly widespread in the 1990s, but in 2014 it was the top of the news agenda. Number 34. The episode of My Pods and Broomsticks aired in 2008 shows about Apple products. Number 33. In 1995 episode named Lisa's Wedding, which takes place in the future, shows Lisa's husband speaking in smartwatch. The first smartwatch wasn't even created until 2013. Number 32. In Lisa on Ice aired in 1994, Dolph uses Apple Newton to write on Beat Up Martin, only for it to be changed to Eat Up Martha. This joke in the 1994 actually somewhat inspired the real autocorrect that was later available on Apple devices. Number 31. In Lisa's Wedding aired in 1995, we also see Lisa chatting with video call, but FaceTime and Skype were invented only in 2010. Number 30. In Brother, Can You Spare 2 Dimes episode, we see Herb come up with the idea of making a baby translator after seeing a mother struggling with her baby. He then goes on to create one in the 1992 episode. In 2013, the app Cry Translator was released. The app tells you what your baby wants based on their cry. Number 29. In the 1996 Bart After Dark episode, there is a gated bull rescue house in Springfield. When the angry mob approaches the house, they have to hit the intercom. The interesting thing is that the intercom looks exactly like the first generation iPod, which was released in 2001. So even though the function is different, it's a pretty close prediction. Number 28. In 2013, the episode called Politically Inept with Homer Simpson, there is a small scene where Homer is on a news show. In that scene, the ticker reads, Europe puts Greece on eBay. Of course, this didn't exactly happen, but later on, Greece did have a fraught relationship with Europe. This conflict really started making headlines in 2015. Number 27. In the episode of Treehouse of Horror, aired in 2008, there's a scene in which Homer attempts to vote for Obama using an electronic voting machine. However, the machine malfunctions and casts his vote for John McCain instead. In 2012 election, an electronic voting machine in Pennsylvania had similar problems. Number 26. In the 1995 episode Lisa's Wedding set in the future, her fiancé has a poster in her room claiming that the Rolling Stones will still be on tour in 2010 on the Steel Wheelchair Tour. In real life, the band toured in 2012, so it was pretty close. Number 25. Muhalengelo's David is notorious for being naked, and in 1990s Itchy and Scratchy and Marge, that statue was brought to Springfield. Citizens wanted the statue to put on some pants. In 2016, when a copy of the statue was brought to display to Russia, people actually started a campaign for the statue to get some clothes. Number 24. In the episode of Hungry Hungry Homer aired in 2001, Homer makes an attempt relocated the Springfield Isotopes baseball team to Albuquerque. In 2003, Albuquerque launched a minor league baseball team named the Isotopes. Number 23. In another future-themed episode, 2005's future drama saw Bart and Lisa heading to prom. Marge takes a photo of them and is instantly able to turn that photo into a cake. Now we can't change a photo into a real cake, but there are 3D printers, so it's a pretty close prediction. Number 22. In the 1998 Lord of the Dance episode, Homer and Bart steal grease from Krusty Burger and then sell it. By 2013, the crime of stealing grease from New York restaurants increased. Number 21. In 1991, Burns Verhoeven the Kraftwerk episode, Homer dreamt of a chocolate land, which really exists in China and was built in 2013. It's not exactly as Homer dreamt, but there's a 160-ton chocolate castle. You can't eat it, but they're still impressed. Number 20. In the episode of You Don't Have to Live Like a Referee, they predicted Neymar Jr.'s injury in his match against Colombia. Number 19. In the 1993 episode of Whacking Day, Springfield's residents involved in an annual snake whacking, during which citizens round up local snakes, drove them into the town square and beat them to death. One state who evidently didn't pick up the subtext was Florida, where wildlife officials launched the 2013 Python Challenge, a competition in which hunters competed to see who could kill the greatest number of pythons. Number 18. 6 years before Edward Snowden blew the whistle on the true extent of the NSA spying on American citizens, the Simpsons movie aired in 2007 featured an extended gag about the extensive surveillance network of the NSA. Number 17. In 2012 Them Robot episode, they predicted that in future, industry workers were replaced by robots, which actually happened now. Number 16. Back in 1998 in Natural Born Kisser episode, it seemed far-fetched for the Simpsons to dine at an aeroplane restaurant which opened in 2013. Number 15. In 2012 Lisa Goes Gaga episode, Lady Gaga's Super Bowl performance involved a lot of cable-based aerial aerobatics, which was really performed by Lady Gaga in 2017. Number 14. In the 1995 episode Lemon of Troy, a lemon tree in Springfield was stolen by neighboring town children. This event really happened in 2013 in Texas. Number 13. In the 1993 episode or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love Legalized Gambling. Gambling is legalized in Springfield. In this episode, two entertainers have an act with White Tiger. They get attacked by the tiger during their act. Sadly, this episode became a reel on Roy and Siegfried. Number 12. The Simpsons also predicted the terrifying Tin Tower attack. In 1997, the City of New York vs. Homer Simpson episode, Lisa holds up a magazine with a big number 9 and the World Trade Centers for number 11. And as we all know, in 11/9/2001, Tin Tower attack takes place. This picture also predicted the date of the attack. This video shows the Tin Tower attack virtually. Number 11. In You Don't Have to Live Like a Referee episode, Homer is asked to be a referee by the World Football Federation. In this episode, the president is arrested for scandal and Germany wins the tournament in the 2014 episode. In 2015, two FIFA presidents were accused of widespread corruption. In addition to this, Germany won the World Cup. Number 10. In How I Spent My Summer Vacation episode, Homer goes to a rock and roll fantasy camp that is hosted by the Rolling Stones. By the end of the episode, the band gives Homer a jacket that said Guitar Hero. This is pretty weird since the 2002 episode seems to be referring to the popular game which wasn't released until 2005. Number 9. Another highlight from Lisa's wedding, here as Lisa's college librarian turns out to be a robot. There haven't been any blown circuit board disaster in Chicago yet, but in 2011, it was announced that the city's new Joe and Rika Mansueto library would have robotic librarians who would helpfully retrieve books for you. Number 8. In 1990s, 2 cars in every garage and 3 eyes on every fish, we see Bart catching a 3-eyed fish in a polluted local river. In 2011, this actually happened in Argentina. Number 7. Once again, the cartoon touched on pollution. This time, in 1999 EEDO Homer episode, The Simpsons accidentally grew mutant tomatoes when Homer fertilized his field with the nuclear substance plutonium. In 2013, giant deformed tomatoes and some other mutant fruits started popping up around a nuclear plant in Japan. Number 6. In 1998's Bart Carney episode, we see many characters play carnival games. One of them is a simulator game for doing yard work, which requires the players to wear a headset. In real life, we have Farm Ballet, which was released in 2009. The Facebook game doesn't require a headset, but it does simulate the act of taking care of land for fun. It is still a pretty close prediction. Number 5. In 1994 Sweet Summer Sinker's Badass Song episode, the school cook was shown using horsemade tin recipes. Unfortunately, in 2013, it was revealed that a number of products being sold in the UK were labeled that beef things and was used as meat for horses. Number 4. In 1998 episode The Wizard of Evergreen Terrace, Professor Fink invented a earmuffs which looked like a hamburger. Crazy, right? Now it is even available to buy. Number 3. In the episode of The Wizard of Evergreen Terrace, Homer tries to become an inventor. The 1998 episode showed Homer writing a formula on the blackboard. It turns out that the formula he was writing is very similar to the mass of Higgs boson particle that hadn't been discovered until 14 years later. Number 2. In 2010 episode Boys Meet Girl, Marge and Homer beat Sweden and took home an Olympic gold medal for Team USA in mixed match curling. Surprisingly, USA wins curling Winter Olympics in 2018, defeating Sweden. Number 1. Now we are entering into the main dish. In 2000, Bart to the Future episode, The Simpsons perfectly predicted that Trump will be the President of America in 2016, and they also predicted that he will compete with Hillary Clinton for the seats of President. And they also predicted some amazing things about Trump. Also predicted that Hillary Clinton will be the next president of America, and in the ruling years of Trump, the American economy will go down gradually.
America's first straight female president inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. How bad is it, Secretary Van Houten? Inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. How bad is it, Secretary Van Houten?
They also predicted the electoral map of America and got it right.